Okay, so this was almost a very horrible report. I mean, it's still pretty bad, but let's go ahead and get into the story. So Offset, the rapper is famous for being one of the three of the famous rap group Migos. He is also still married to one of the biggest female rap stars out right now, Miss Cardi B. And of course, he's a superstar in his own right. So, rap superstar Offset has been shot today, but he is actually. They're saying that he's just fine. A representative did come out recently and say that he's currently in the hospital and he is doing just fine. Okay, so this all happened today, of course, via TMZ report. So the rapper was shot on Monday near the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida. Per the spokesperson, Offset is fine and is currently at the hospital receiving medical care. The rep added he is stable and being closely monitored. A rep from the Seminole County Police tells TMZ, "We are aware of an incident that occurred out of LA area around 7 p.m. Monday outside of the Hard Rock Hollywood that resulted in non life threatening injuries to an individual who was transported to Memorial Regional Hospital in Hollywood." The rep added that the police were on site immediately and the situation was contained quickly. Two individuals have been detained by police. The investigation is ongoing. The site is secure and there is no threat to the public. Operations continue as normal. Now, what makes this story very devastating for me is um I consider myself a supporter of Offset. I just always admired how he always just he always just had a vision for himself, and even though he was in the group, even though he's the husband of Cardi B, even though the way he came out, he just always had a vision to be a solo artist, and I just kind of always admired that he set out and did that. Although I'm not proud of like certain things that he's done. I've always been proud of that. So I just want to go ahead and just get that out the way. I actually I actually been a supporter of the Migos. I started my journalism career covering the Migos, just doing stories on them on Complex Magazine. Actually, if you look behind me in this corner, I actually have the Migos on my wall. That's a plaque from when I was working at Respect Magazine out of New York City. So I feel like a lot of my career I had to, be a part of like the Migos and Offset's most biggest things. Like I just remember reporting on out without warning and his Ric Flair and him doing performances on major stages. I was always covering that, so I'm so grateful that we didn't get the bad news that this was a life lost in the industry, because I personally feel like Offset is very important to the music industry, and I'm just glad that's not what I'm reporting. I just once I saw the headline, because I get notifications of news stories to my phone, I was like, "Oh, please no," because I remember Takeoff actually passed away in November of 2022. What happened with Takeoff? Let's go ahead and talk about it. So Takeoff was shot and killed on November 1st, 2022, at the age of 28, following a private party at a Houston, Texas bowling alley. He was killed by gunfire to the head and torso after an argument broke out over a dice game, with officials stating he was an uninvolved bystander. Um, so like I said, Takeoff's loss was a big hit in the industry, and I remember having to report that. I remembered I couldn't even report for a while after that because I was just like, oh my gosh, not the Migos. But as for Offset, Offset has been in a couple altercations in his career, right? Let's pull it up. So there has been multiple altercations involving Offset over the years. When people search this, they're usually referring to one of these types of situations. he has a public, a backstage confrontation, personal life conflict, street or entourage related incidents. The list goes on. I would say there's probably three or more altercations that have been reported regarding Offset. And but I say all that to say is, for whatever reason this was, of course, Offset didn't deserve it, and it's very unfortunate, and I'm glad he's okay. But I'm just really hoping that this doesn't have to do with any of the past altercations that came out within the media. I really hope Offset is staying out of bullshit and he's focusing on the music and growing himself and evolving, because it's just not worth it. All that egotistical and try to prove a point, all that stuff, it's just never worth it. We see some of the biggest rappers in the industry fall because they felt like that they had to prove a point, or look hard or look big and bad, but it's just not worth it, especially when you have like all these kids and you got people that love you, and you had a family member that just recently, passed away. So I hope Offset's out here doing the right thing. But regardless, I'm so glad he's okay. They're saying he's doing just fine. And I'm really I'm really waiting on seeing more news come out about this. But I really want to know your guys' thoughts in the comment section. Let me know how you guys feel about this story. And once again, y'all, I'm Tracy VA, Tracy VA Media. Hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna see you next time.